It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Thanks for joining us, folks. I'm Sam Lesante. Folks, a question I want to ask you. How many of you have worked 25, 30, 40 years of your life? You paid your mortgage, you put your kids through college or school, or you did whatever you can. Now you're trying to retire and you're trying to live life. Sometimes you don't have enough resources. Sometimes you do have resources, and you'd like to get the best from the resources that you have. Today, I have Blaise Greco on the show again, and he's a financial advisor. Just to tell you a little bit about Blaise, because we're talking about credibility here, and what we're going to talk about today, you're going to love. You're definitely going to love, because it's going to be able to help you financially. Blaise has been around for 30 years. It's no secret of what he does. I'm going to give you the phone number up there, 570-401-6008. Now, this is not a sales show. This is an informational show. Basically, because a majority of you who are seniors may have money somewhere where you're not getting any kind of decent return, okay? Or there's things that you may have that you can get a lot more because you worked. Now, let me just say this to all my friends out there who are 65, 70, 75. Start living life. We don't have to live with doom and gloom. I know it's difficult. You see your friends who have passed. You see people in the hospital who has cancer. But start living your own life and start being positive. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about that. So, Blaise, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me again, Sam.
And I want to thank you for accepting the invitation, because I think what we're going to talk about today, I'm one of these people they're going to talk about today, is how, people who have, there's some people, Blaise, that have money in maybe savings accounts, and we're going to talk about cash values, insurances, and they want to be secure, etc. So we're going to talk about a number of things, but first of all, annuities, okay? There's so many things you hear about annuities, and this is important, folks. Please listen. Why don't you give me very element, first grade, because I'm not that smart, on annuities. Because if I have money that I think I could invest and get return, good. So give me some information on those.
Great. Okay. So what we did is we did the basic ABCs of annuities. I kind of put this together because I realized that people, for some reason, they complicate, this. So I'd like to give you a brief history, and we've been over this in the past. Is annuities have existed in their present form for decades. The idea of paying out a stream of income to an individual or family date back to the Roman Empire. Annuities were offered in the form of a large pool of cash from which payments were made to investors. I mean, simplified. Then basically there are four main types of annuities. There's single premium immediate annuities, fixed annuities, fiat annuities, which is fixed index annuities that are tied to a market like the Standard & Poor's S&P 500.
People have worked all their lives, up until retirement, and they're trying to get the best. I'm done taking a risk, okay? I took risk when I was 20s and 30s, and people out there had risk all their lives. Now they want to be able to enjoy, and I said, start living life now. Can I lose money?
No, you can't lose money in a fixed and an indexed annuity. The money's guaranteed by the insurance company, as I mentioned before in previous shows, and that's why I'm moving forward. I'm 56, going to be 57. As I mentioned in the past, most of the people I'm dealing with, the first words out of their mouth, I do not want to lose any money. I do not want to see my accounts going up and down.
Okay, another question is, sometimes you get something and you get hammered with fees. They get fees and this, and then you don't see those things until, wait a minute, I made $2,000 and I'm left with $1,200. I'm just giving examples. So are there any management fees or other costs deducted from my account?
No, zero, nothing. There's no fees. There's no service commission paid to me. There's no annual fee. And that's the other important thing. People may say the rate on an annuity is lower, but realize too that every year, depending on who you're managing your money with, and there's a lot of good guys, but I'm just saying you got to pay some kind of fee. Some of them have lowered their fees. Some of them are, being kind about it. But the bottom line is there's a fee. So that fee's coming off your total return.
But my point is, as I said, a majority of seniors, okay, they don't have time to look at this, look at that, worry about this. I don't want to worry about that, okay? I've worried enough of my life. So if I'm investing in annuity, okay, I know I'm not going to have any fees. Will my cash flow fluctuate?
No, it won't. Cash flow in the annuity, once we turn on the switch, so to speak, and we say you're getting income, no, it will never go down. It will be the same consistently.
So when you say to me, Sammy, when you give me, for example, when you give me that $50,000 or the $100,000, okay, this is what you're guaranteed for at specific each year on annuity, and I without you're going to mention one which is a great return, okay, because I have annuities, all right, and they're fixed, but nowhere near what you have, okay. So I can use the money, okay, it won't fluctuate.
No, it won't fluctuate. Now, once we turn that income switch on,
Yeah.
it will absolutely stay the same. Now, with a true fixed, that's just based on interest rate,
Yeah.
of course, that will never change. Nor will the fixed indexed annuity change once you're turning on income. The only time there'll be a difference in rate of return is during the growth accumulation, which we'll get to that.
Okay.
But in the fixed annuity, just like a CD, guaranteed safe.
So, all right, now mention CDs.
Yeah.
Are CDs similar to annuities?
Yes, CDs. So to put it in its simplest form, I market 3-year, 5-year, and 7-year fixed interest rate annuities for seniors. And I have a phenomenal one right now that by a company that I would be surprised. I told you the company, you knew the company, Sam, you knew the company prior to the show. I don't endorse companies on a show. But the point is, 3-year, 5-year, 7-year, folks, I'm telling you, I will beat the bank. Sorry to my banker friends, and I will beat any annuity out there. I know this is the best rate in the country right now.
And it is, because I told you, and mine is darn good. Now, okay, so I give you the money. You tell me the rate is guaranteed. Can I gain access to my money if one of us becomes ill or passes away?
Yes, most of these annuities, like the vast majority and the ones I market, have nursing home and terminal illness riders. So in short, what that means, if somebody buys a product and say it has a 5-year surrender charge on it or a 7-year or whatever, it could have a 10-year, it doesn't matter. If they become terminally ill or they have to be put into a nursing home, they have full access to their money, 100%. No penalties, no fees, no nothing, zero, nada. And that's special. It's good, right?
Is chronic illness care for me in my personal home covered?
Some of them. So it depends and again, you don't want to never buy an annuity for chronic illness or for nursing home. That's not what it's designed for. But to make the product more attractive, with bells and whistles and ice cream on the cake, if you will, the insurance companies are having some of these riders at no cost put onto the policy, and they're built in. So to answer your question, yes, in some of them, 2 of the 5 activities of daily living, if they can't be performed, some of them, yes, you can get full access and you can get at your money.
So, as I said in the beginning, we may have people out there now sitting on money, okay? And they may have it in CDs making a percentage or 2% or whatever. Yours is way more than that. But, okay, so now when I set mine up, I wanted to make sure that at a certain age, I could draw certain money every month from that, which would supplement, my other Social Security or whatever I had. So can annuities provide me with income for the rest of my life?
Yes. Yes, that's the beauty of them. Yes, we're going to talk about that further. But yes, there's annuitization options on every annuity, and there's been from the beginning when they first came out. But more importantly, today they put these guaranteed income riders. They make it very attractive, and you can have income that you could never outlive. Now let me specify, folks, what I mean by never outlive. Sam knew my grandmom. She lived to be 104. Let's assume that my grandmom had an annuity, and she used some of these options that they have today. Yes, folks, she would get paid till the day she died, up to 104 years old. So she's in that nursing home. Would have an extra $1,000, $1,500 a month been nice to help supplement the cost? And it's just the way they work. So, you got to look at the big picture, and you got to be dealing with somebody that understands the products. And I understand these products. I'm an expert.
Yeah. What about joint income for me, for my wife and me, or my husband and me?
Absolutely. Use that a lot. I'll use that a lot with pension rollovers.
Yeah.
Somebody is retiring, they're rolling over, and I'll use it without, qualified or non-qualified, whether it's coming pension or non-pension, because we want to make sure that the wife's protected. Now, if that's not important and people have a lot of money, we'll just go with the beneficiary, because the bottom line is they'll get a higher income if they're just taking a single income. But the point is, yes, and we use the joint income more often than not.
So basically, I think most people are looking for supplemental income. For example, if I have X amount of dollars and I'm living on so much a month, well, if I have this money and it's only giving me 1 or 2% or whatever, and I could get maybe double that, all right, and then I could take that income interest every month to supplement my income, right? Okay, so folks, I'm talking to Blaise Greco. Phone number's on the screen, 570-401-6008. Now, let me just say this to you, okay? As I mentioned to him, I'm 5'4", 5'5". Some people are 6'2", 6'5". They wear different suits than I wear. So what happens is their tailor has to be different than mine. So everybody has an individual case. That's why I suggest he has many clients that he'd be more than happy to share with you, that you could call these people up. They're not gonna lie, he has tons of them. And you'll be able to see what the credibility factor is. So everything is different. You may have insurance policies that you don't really need that much. You may have cash values that are $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, and you're still paying. That could generate a lot of income for you. We're gonna come back and talk about that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Very informative show today. Remember, 24/7. Get us on our website, ssptv.com. All the shows are there, including this show. YouTube, for those who do not have cable, which you should. My guest today is Blaise Greco. Blaise is no stranger to the financial world. He's been here for 30 years. It's Greco Brokerage.com. Phone number is 570-401-6008. So you earned a lot of money in your life. You have it. You want to make sure it's guaranteed. You want to make sure it's secured. And you may have not the rate of return that you'd like to get. We're here today to talk about how you can really increase that. So we're talking about annuities. I have one. I have a fixed rate, but nowhere near what he's talking about. Can my income, Blaise, potentially increase to keep up with economic increases?
Yeah, so the newer annuities have strategies on them. If somebody's taking it for income, they can put a rider on there that will give them an increase based on economic increase. In addition to that, when I say economic, I mean, inflation, things going up. In addition to that, some of the other products, which we're going to touch on, a FIA, fixed indexed annuity, there's some credit options where they automatically go up. Every time you make a little bit of money, which we're going to go into that in the FIA, you could potentially get an increase. So yes, you can get.
So once I put this annuity, okay, and let's say I took a 401k and I want to make additional money, or I'm looking at my insurance policies and I have cash values of 50, 80,000 that are there that I really don't need, okay. Once I get that, but however, once I give you that, do I have immediate access if I need that?
Well, and this is the big question people come up with, whatever annuity we're talking about across the board. The average rule is you can take starting year one. Now, some will have year two, some will have a little less, some will have a little more, but the average is the rule is you can take up to 10%. So if you have put $100,000, people say, well, I'm putting in, everything's good.
Yeah.
Like suppose my roof goes or something happens. So you can go in and take 10%. Well, could I take 10% next year? Yeah, you can. But the point is, it's a 10% withdrawal on the 100,000 or whatever's in there. If it's a 10,000, it's 1,000.
All right. So now, folks, there are questions here that if you're not familiar with annuities, you may be a little confused, and I don't want to confuse you. So, for example, what is an annuity ladder? Okay, well, if you don't know what that means, is it good or bad? So, what does a ladder mean? Annuity ladder mean? And so, I should be aware of that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people ask, and it's a confusing. In its simplest form, you think of a ladder, and you think of the rung on a ladder, right? So, some people, in a form of financial planning, will say, you're sitting with them and they're saying, well, okay, Blaise, I got my Social Security coming here. I got a defined benefit plan from my pension coming. I'm going to get this. But then I'm going to be short on this, or this runs out. So the ladder approach annuities, instead of turning income switches on all at once and having a tax thing, you kind of use an approach where you have multiple contracts coming due at multiple times. Some may be reinvesting, or we're going for 3-year or 5-year rates, and then we're going to see how the rates are and we're going to revisit. Some may be for longer term to turn on income. So that's all ladder is. It's just multiple layered annuities to give income. Maybe you want to increase your income.
So I said in the beginning of the show, people who are seniors today,
Right.
when I say seniors, 65, 70, we're living longer, thank the good Lord. And I say to my friends, start living life, okay?
Right.
Doesn't mean that your savings, what you've had, you just blow it. But sometimes you want to have additional income coming in each month that you could have. I mean, if I have money, if I have $50,000 or $100,000 in something that's only giving me 1 or 2%, and you could double that for me and it's guaranteed, etc., I'd be an idiot not to take advantage of it, okay? Because that's extra money coming every month. Now, you have sometimes people who belong to groups or organizations, okay? They're called non-natural entities.
Right.
Okay. Because non-natural, for example, if you have a club that has $1 million or $2 million and it's sitting there doing nothing,
Yeah.
can they have an annuity?
Yeah, they can, and I'm glad you brought this up. The only thing is there's not a lot of companies. You don't have a big array, but why this is really still great is, and I discovered this in Florida, because there's COAs down there, homeowners associations, and a lot of these companies have, I'm talking some heavy duty, like $500,000, $1 million and a half dollars in case the roofs go this, and they're all the homeowners association. Yeah. So they were at the banks, at the mercy of the bank, just leaving it in there. Then they got a little bit smarter. They start buying CDs, and I talking to my brokerage one time and found out, hey, yeah, we can. I said, can we do like a, and they're like, yeah, we can. So
that
here,
could help.
Yeah, so I mean, the bottom line is they could get a better rate.
Let's move to me now, the individual person who is out there saying, look, okay, so I'm watching the show and I say, well, you know what? I have, I have insurance policies, or I have this, or assessed cash value, or I have this money in CDs or whatever. Mm-hmm. Let's say I say to you, I have $50,000 that I would like to put into this particular annuity. We won't tell you the company, but it's up there, okay? $50,000 is going to get me what?
Yeah. So now this has been the best rate that I've had since I'm doing this, and
I'll second that.
I have all these companies, and they're calling, and I'm chugging along, and that's my goal. I say I'm a broker. A broker works for the client. I don't work for. That's why I won't endorse any insurance companies on your show. Anyhow, this particular company is called the Secure Savings Product. It's an annuity, 5-year plan. So it shows the guy, whatever, drops in $50,000, accumulated compounded interest in 5 years, walk away, $60,540. Guaranteed, no risk.
All right.
And here, wait, one other thing. You talked about the withdrawal. Let's just get it all up front.
Right.
This particular company doesn't offer a withdrawal in year 1. But year 2 through 4, 5th year, you're cashing out. Okay, even 5, you could do it in 5% withdrawal. So you put $50,000 in, you could take $2,500 out, if you needed to. Okay. No penalties, nothing.
So this would be for a person who has money's been sitting there for 6, 7, 8 years.
$10,000 minimum.
Yeah, $10,000 minimum you put in here. Okay, so now I've not used it anyway. So the point is, I haven't touched that 10, 15, or 20,000 or 50,000. Now I could get this great rate of return. After the first year, I could start taking at least 5% if I needed it, okay?
You could actually take all your interest if you wanted to. So this rate's 3.90, folks.
Wow.
It's the best rate I've had.
Wow.
Now, bear in mind, you know,
That's $1,950 the first year.
right? It shows you each year
right,
the interest
right,
credited.
right.
Then
So you're saying after the first year, if I need that
yeah,
money,
you could take interest. You could always take your interest.
I could take the interest.
That's
Okay.
right.
But this is a secured saving program, okay?
Yeah, and
All
you
right.
see the
So-
name of the company.
Yeah, it's top notch.
It's not somebody's
No,
going to say, "Who's that?"
No, yeah. So the idea then is that if I go to an insurance policy that has a cash value, and I have tons of them, okay, I'm talking about the consumer out there. I could say, Blaise, I've been sitting on this insurance policy. I have $100,000 cash value. If I give it to you, I'm going to be making close to $4,000 a year interest, and that's going to and I could take that as a supplement. Okay, let's move on because time is going on. What are some of the other areas here? Because
One thing I want to mention now, folks, you realize interest rates are sliding a little
Yes.
bit with the Fed. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know, if you call me and it's a while from now, hopefully it'll still be the 3.90, but things could change. So if you have something, jump
Right,
on it.
Yeah. My suggestion is I'm playing the show, as you know, a number of times. And I said I didn't want you to date the show because right now,
Right.
if they call, that
Right.
3.9 is available right
Right-
now.
right now.
And it's
Right.
not like you have like a 30-day period.
right,
I mean, it's not, we're not trying, but the point is, let me at least call you
Right.
and say, Blaise, here's what I have. You don't have to commit to anything.
no
okay?
commitment.
That's
Never.
why he's on the show, folks.
Never commit.
Let's continue on with other options here.
Okay, so we talked about fixed indexed annuities. I want to touch on this. So this is an example. This is a great product for, say, a guy 50 and up. Could be it could be a little younger, but 50 and up. He's retiring. His plant is closing. He's got a severance pay. He's got a defined benefit pension that he has to take a distribution. But he's not ready to take money. He's only 50, 52, 55. So I use this example here of a 52-year-old puts in $200,000. Another well-recognized, well-respected insurance
And
company.
this is money they have accumulated over the years that's in their fund. That's it.
Yeah, and it don't have to be a 401k, but in this particular case, we're talking about qualified money, which means nothing more than it's a 401k. This particular company, and there's others out there, is giving a 15% upfront bonus. Well, they want to get you in. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So they're giving the guy a $30,000 bonus. If you look at the column, Sam, all the way next to the last column, what's the cash value at the end of year one? 240,
Yeah.
364.
Right.
Okay, because that's the interest credited plus
Wow.
plus the bonus.
Wow.
Now, here's what I want to mention. Go to year one in the fixed indexed annuity.
Yeah.
So this particular product, now there's different allocations, but let's say we're using the S&P,
Yeah.
whatever, Bloomberg.
Yeah.
You're not investing in the market because it's a guaranteed product, but they're tracking your return based on the index.
Okay. Now, folks, I said this before. We don't want to get complicated, but sometimes you have money, especially you guys who are retiring, et cetera, and you have this $200-some thousand in the 401k or whatever. This is something you talk to Blaise about. Most importantly, seniors, if you have this money sitting here doing nothing for you, put it in a situation that you could probably double what you're making in interest. I said probably. And the phone number has been on the screen. You could give him a call. He'll get back to you because he's a busy guy. And here's the interesting point. When you call and say, well, you know what, Blaise, I'd like to talk to people that use some of your clients. He's going to give you clients, and believe me, there's some of them are great clients. They will tell you what he told them and how it was beneficial to them. There's so much more to do. I'm going to take one quick break and come back and see if we could wrap up some things. We'll be back right after this. Thanks for staying with us, folks. I'm talking to Blaise Greco, financial advisor, 30 years experience. We're talking about your money and how it can grow. And this is on the screen, folks. So when you're looking at this particular chart, I give you $200,000. 10 years later, that's worth $381,125.
Right, now this is the one that we talked about for retirement. So let's just assume in 10 years, you see the number on the left, 281, 240.
Yeah.
Say the person says, I want my money, I'm going to walk away. Yeah. That's what they'd walk away with. This is called the protected income value because you got the bonus and you got all the interest that added up.
Now, here's the point. So I'm working right now. I'm 50 years old. I have $200-some thousand in a 401k. and I plan to retire maybe 62 or 65.
And you might have changed jobs.
Okay, may change jobs.
Right.
I give you that 200,000. I know it's going to sit there.
Right.
But I'm going to get 301,000 at 10 years.
Towards your retirement.
And look, look at how it grows, folks. It continues. Yeah.
And if you look at the right column and you see it goes up, 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 and up, that's joint income. You see how those numbers go up? I'd have to take time with your clients, with my clients, with potential clients, to explain, well, what's the mechanics of this? Because it's a little more, but here's the main thing. Guaranteed, can't lose money, potentially can make more money, down markets, no losses, and increased income for the rest of their life.
My advice to you who are watching this program is it doesn't cost you 1 cent to call him. I'm concerned about seniors who are, I want you to start living. And if you can get an extra $400 a month or another $300 a month or whatever, if you have $100,000 a month, you get an extra $300 a month, you know, guaranteed, etc. That's for you to start living. 570-401-6008. Now, this may look like my desk is dirty. It is not. These are brochures. Everything that we're talking about is on here. We're going to have them here in the studio, 109 West Broad Street. Give us a call if you want us to mail one to you. We'll mail it to you, okay? And this way it's your information.
We're also going to have it on the website.
It'll be on the website, SSP TV, and it'll be on your website,
Right,
which
GrecoBrokerage.com.
is GrecoBrokerage.com. Blaise, time goes by so fast.
It always goes like lightning when we're here.
But the point is there's so much information.
Yeah, we still have more we can do. But one quick thing, Sam.
Yeah.
Folks, call me.
This is your camera.
Come and have a sit down with me.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost you nothing. If there's people come in, I'm the first one to say, hey, I can't help you, or I could help you. And
well, the most important thing is when someone wants to know about what we do here and our commercials, our production, I tell them, go and call this company up that we did this for them. And that's why we have testimonials. Because look, you need a doctor, you call somebody who he operated on, or you always want that reference. You've got good references, and we would like for you to come back again, okay, to maybe pick up part 2 of this, okay? Blaise Greco, 570-401-6008, to help you, okay? We'll see you next time.